What's good, y'all? We got podcast episode 46. Sorry if the angle's a little weird. Got a new tripod. Had to, man. My other one broke on me. Damn, this is weird angle. Hey, it's all good, baby. Hope everyone's doing good. May 10th, Friday, 7:14 in the morning. On the way to work. If you're not on your way to work, where the hell you going, baby? That's the dumbest shit I've ever said. Hope everyone's doing good, man. I just got back from a work trip. We had to go up to Northeast Ohio. It's about close to 5 hours away from home. It's gone for a few days, but back at it. It's Friday. About to have a good weekend. Of course, you know us. We'll be working on the house. We're almost done painting, man. We can see a finish line finally. It's been a long past few weeks, man. But we finally have a goal, or finally have a stopping point in mind. And if all goes good this weekend, we should be good by Sunday. So we'll see. Hope everyone's doing good, man. Music updates. I don't have too much, man. I just haven't had much time to work on music recently. My boy Rex, he is mixing a record for me right now. We should be close to being finished with that here real soon. I don't know if I'm going to release that as a single or what I'm going to do yet, so I don't know, man. We're just playing it by ear, and you know, sometimes we gotta put other things first, and it just so happens that the house has been put first for us for the last few weeks, and probably will be for the next month or so, unfortunately. I do apologize for not scheduling any releases, but I just didn't have any ready, so that's just how it is sometimes, man. You know, music comes in waves. Sometimes you'll be hitting for months. You'll have stuff ready to go, ready to be released, and then sometimes you just won't, and I'm just in that season right now. I wish I had stuff lined up, releases ready to go, an album in mind, but I do have an album in mind, but we're definitely in the very, very early stages of that. So it's all good, man. I can't beat myself up over it. I have to remind myself sometimes that life is life, and I'm only a man, and I can only do so much with the resources I have and the time that I have, and that's just how it is sometimes. So the good thing is, once we get moved into the new house, I do have a studio room, and hopefully it provides some new vibes, new energy, that just kind of opens up the floodgates for some new music, man, but I'm sure I'll be busy for a while, and it's just what it is, man. I do not like this angle at all. This new tripod, man, it's too new. It's too new, man. Sorry, man. I'm trying to mess with this damn tripod. Of course it shuts off my video. But yeah, man. So that's kind of my update for music. There's not really too much to be updated on, but we'll get there, man. We'll get there. I realize like how these seasons kind of affect me, mentally. I just kind of feel like guilty. I feel like almost like being punished for some reason. Like, it's stupid, man. It's a stupid victim mentality, and I need to break through that because it doesn't really help much, with where we're headed, where we're going. And along with that inaction, I guess, it brings like thoughts of like doubt, almost like, damn, is this shit ever gonna happen? And when fear and doubt start creeping in, you got some problems that you need to address. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, trying to address these problems. Because you don't want to live life with fear and doubt. You just don't. It's not a good place to be. So yeah, man, I'm trying to break out of it. We can't give up on our goals. We can't give up on our dreams, because that's all we have. If we don't have goals and dreams, what do we have? So I just have to realize, like, my goals have shifted to other, like, I can't just have goals in one area of my life, or the other areas in my life will end up suffering. So sometimes I have to shift my focus from music over to my family. And it is what it is, man. We'll get back to it. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, man. Hope everyone's doing good, though. Yeah, man. I told you I went on that work trip, and I work for a steel company, so we were visiting some plants, or some steel plants that we have up north, and just kind of seeing their work day, seeing the process of the job. They explain some of our products, and one thing I thought, man, is just I like the story behind stuff, and behind people. And you get to meet people who have been in the same industry or the same work field 30, 40, 50 years, and just you look at them and they just look miserable. Like they just look like someone who lost their dream. They look like somebody who lost their focus, got comfortable, and stuck around because the money was good. Maybe they had a house and a family to support, and I just feel like I never want to be in that spot, and it's nothing against those people. They're hardworking people, but I don't want my life to just amount to how hard I worked. Of course we gotta make money to survive. We gotta make money to pay our bills, to do nice things, to have a nice house, to have nice cars. But at the same time, I got personal goals and personal dreams that I want to go after as well. And I know eventually it's going to take a shift in career to get me there, you know? And when the time comes and it's, hey, we need you on the road, we need you to do some shows here in this city, you know, I want to accept that call. You know, I want to take the call and I want to say, all right, let's do it. It's time. You know, I can't see myself being stuck in a corporate gig until retirement, you know? And what is retirement? You know, for my generation, it's one thing when these older people, you know, they talk about retirement, living on Social Security and this and that, but I don't really see that. I don't see that for our future, for the younger future, the younger generation. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is something in place. But, you know, I heard one of the guys talking from our workplace who said, you know, yeah, they're pushing your retirement age, your generation's retirement age up to age 70. And I'm like, what? No. I refuse. I'm not doing this until I'm 70. And you tell that to somebody who's been doing it for so long and they get offended, you know? But that's the life that they chose. And I just refuse to do that, you know? So I'm trying to play my cards right now as a young person, get my goals in line, go after my goals, so that way I can grow with my goals and I don't have to reset them when I turn 70. You know, I just think there's easier ways to make money that the older generation didn't really have available to them. But we have, you know, we have them available to us. And I really want to make sure that I'm doing my part to go after the opportunities that are available to me that my parents didn't have, you know, my grandparents didn't have, you know. And you hear about these guys making all this money on the internet, you know, just social media and marketing and different things like that. And it's like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? You know, why would I waste my, you know, the one thing that I kept hearing on these trips throughout these plants, and mind you, these are steel plants, so these are hard ass workers. The one thing I kept hearing is, oh yeah, your generation, they just don't want to work. You know, they make excuses. They don't want to be here. On Fridays, they leave early. You know, they're lazy. They have no motivation. And I would argue that they're wrong. I think they're wrong. I think the problem is, nowadays, my generation has been exposed to ways of making money that the older generation didn't have. They weren't exposed to. And so my generation is like, why would I waste 40 hours a week of my time doing something that I hate when I could be making money elsewhere doing something that I love? You know? And even if it takes me a little bit to build up to that, to where I'm making enough money to survive, I'm not going to keep wasting my time year after year doing something that I'm actually just absolutely miserable doing, you know? And that's the difference. And the older generation, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that because their whole life was dedicated to, they thought they had no choice other than getting after it and working these steel plants, you know? And that's just not where we are anymore. So now, I'm definitely not going to stick up for the whole younger generation, because there are definitely some lazy turds out there who mommy and daddy kind of give them everything. They don't work hard for nothing. They're always with a handout. And I feel like COVID kind of did do that, in a sense, where people could stay home, make more money staying home than working. And now they don't want to go back to work. There's definitely a handful of those people out there. But I can't chalk it up to the whole younger generation is just lazy and not motivated, because I just don't think that's true. I think their motivations are elsewhere, and the older generation wants our motivation to be where they place theirs, and that's just not how it works anymore, you know? You know, one thing that I always say is, like, I was always raised and brought up to follow your dreams. Go after your dreams. You know, there's nothing in life that you can't do. Okay, so if that's how I was brought up, and that's how I live my life to this day, you know? And maybe I'm ignorant, maybe I'm stupid for thinking that way, but if I was brought up that way, don't punish me now that I'm still living that way, you know? Why should I be punished now for still following my dreams when I was brought up to follow my dreams? You know what I mean? I just find that interesting. It's like, oh, follow your dreams. Do what you want to do in life. You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? That was the big question. So now when I'm growing up and I'm trying to be what I want to be, now I feel like I'm getting punished. You know what I mean? So it's like a double-edged sword. And I refuse to just follow the line, follow back in line. Get in line, man. Climb this corporate ladder, and hopefully one day you can make the same money that we make. Well, I got news for you. A guy pretty high up in our company, probably one or two steps from the top level, drives really nice cars. I'm talking over $100,000 cars, to and from work every day. Was able to go on vacations, trips. I'm sure he has a huge house. Just got let go from our job. Just got fired. And that's the problem when you climb that corporate ladder. You always got somebody above you who could just, at any moment, you could come in one day and just be like, hey, you, sir, are no longer an employee of our company. And then what do? You've built your whole lifestyle on that pay grade. You got cars, you got a house, you got trips that you pay for, you know, you got a family. You built your whole lifestyle around that pay grade of that job, that position. All for one person to just come in and be like, hey, you no longer work here. And I just don't want somebody to have that kind of control over my life. I've been through that. I've been through getting let go, and it's tough. It's scary. But I think it's scarier when you've built your lifestyle around a certain pay grade, and you're constantly worrying, like, damn, is today going to be the day that I'm no longer an employee here? So I refuse to be punished for having big goals, big dreams, and following it, because that's what I was raised to believe, you know. And sometimes I think it's the ones that kind of brought you up that sort of do the punishing. Well, it's like, damn, well, you, as a kid, you told me to think this way. So now why, when I'm grown, I have to now, like, get rid of that way of thinking? You know? And mind you, I do believe that some ways of thinking as you get older, you do need to change out of, you know? At some point, you have to realize, and having goals and dreams, it's not about just being negligent to your responsibilities. Because, I mean, obviously you have to make money. Obviously you have to work, you know. But you have to be smarter. You have to work smarter, not harder, I think. That's how the millionaires make their money. You know, millionaires, they're not out here working 40 years in a steel mill. They're just not. You ever met a millionaire that worked in a steel mill? I'm talking doing the physical labor. You ever met a millionaire working in a cubicle? I haven't. So, yeah, man. I just, instead of playing the rat race of climbing the ladder, trying to capture the flag, and hopefully the people, you know, that are also doing the same thing, hopefully they got my back. Hopefully they don't throw me under the bus on their way up. I can't live like that, man. There's no security in that. It's false security. It's golden handcuffs. You know? It's a it's a blind security. You know, you feel like, damn, yeah, if I just work this job for 30 years, I'm gonna tough it out and then I'll be able to retire at age 65. A lot can happen in 30 years. And I just don't want to give up my life, give my life over to somebody else to control, you know, my income and my goals and my destination. I'm just not about to do that, man. So you play the game right, and then you escape the game. And then people will be like, damn, dude, how did you figure this out? I've been doing this for years. How did you figure it out? Well, I just played the game smart, and I followed my goals, stuck true to them. And when you were doing this, I was doing this. You know, when you were out partying, I was putting in work. When you were putting off your releases, I was releasing. You know, when you doubted me because I put out an album, and you, where's your album? You know, when you said my song sucked, where was your song at? Did you put it out? So, yeah, man. Just a little thought on a Friday morning. You know me, I like to ramble on. I just, this work trip, man, just really opened up my eyes to a life that I don't want. You know, I mean, it's cool. It was cool to be able to see how our company sort of works, this and that, but at the same time, it's like, the whole time I'm there, I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. This shit actually scares me. the thought of working somewhere for somebody else that isn't benefiting my goals scares the shit out of me. You know, it just does. Because it's a lot of time away from your family. You know, you think about, okay, 40 years of work. Obviously, that's not a full 40 years of your life, but it's definitely a few years. If you add up all them hours and days, it's definitely a few years away from your family. And, you know, I just think about that, you know. I put it in perspective. You know, think about if you were to just go to sleep for 3 years and you wake up and you see your kids and you realized, I just missed 3 years of my kid's life. I just missed 3 years of memories with my wife, with my kids, doing something that I didn't want to do. For what? For money. And that thought scares the shit out of me, man. So much it gives me chills. You know? And my parents did the same thing, man. You know, my parents, they're not retired yet. You know, they've been working since they were young. And again, this isn't to get out of work. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is shifting your focus and working for you. You are your own company, your own business, your own employer. You are. But I've seen my parents do the same thing. And, you know, my dad, he did work in a steel mill for, I want to say, over 10 years. And how much time was that he missed? You know? I'm just not... People think that it's safe to work a corporate gig, but it's not, though. How's it safe? How's it safe? I think it's more risky. It's more risky because at any moment these people could come in. I could come in right now, then pull me in the office and say, hey, sorry, but you're no longer an employee here. That could happen this morning. And I'm just not willing to make that bet. Yeah, man. I'm not willing to make that bet. I'd rather bet on myself and see what happens. You know, because if I fail on my way to my goals, my dreams, if I fail, there's no one else to blame but me. You know? There's no one else. But when you constantly have to ask for a promotion, a pay upgrade, a day off, you know, then it's not up to you, you know? Your future isn't up to you at that point. And that's just scary to me, man. It's scary to me. Anyway, man, I digress. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink. But yeah, man. I hope everyone has a good Friday. Sorry to kind of end on a rough note, but you know, sometimes that's just how it is. You know. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good Friday. Have a good weekend. You know, hopefully I'll tap back in here in the next few days. Like I said, I have some records that are being mixed right now. But yeah, man, nothing on the books to be released just yet. So just be patient with me. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your support. And yeah, man. Much love to you. Have a good weekend. I'll tap back in here soon. Much love. Peace.